Hey everybody, welcome back to hour 4 of our all-day gaming marathon here from the Paizo conference room. We're about to start the Starfinder portion of today's presentation, run by our friend Owen K.C. Stevens. I'll let him and the other players introduce themselves in just a second. But just as a reminder, I'm Eric Mona. I'm the publisher here at Paizo, and I wanted to just take a couple of seconds to talk about why we're doing this marathon here today. And that is to support the Humble Bundle Paizo Dynamite Pathfinder Worldscape Ultimate Crossover Bundle. Now this is $667 worth of games, gaming miniatures, and comic books that you can get for whatever price that you want. Now if you want that whole value, you got to do $45 or more. $45 will get you 5 awesome resin gaming figures. It'll get you dozens and dozens of comic books, including statistics in the Pathfinder world for those miniatures. It's also going to get you a whole bunch of comic books, including Dynamite's awesome crossovers, Swords of Sorrow, Prophecy, and the original Pathfinder Worldscape. You're also going to get 4 unique exclusive comic books that will never be available in stores, and that is Pathfinder Worldscape Vampirella one-shot, Pathfinder Worldscape Reanimator one-shot, Pathfinder Worldscape Swords of Sorrow one-shot, and Pathfinder Worldscape Deja Thoris of Mars one-shot. So those things continue the story of Pathfinder Worldscape. Then for $45, it's just an amazing value, and you get to decide how much of that money goes to cystic fibrosis research through the Camden's Concert charity. So thank you very much for participating in today's marathon. Thank you to my compatriots here from Paizo for helping out with doing some live gaming here. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. But most importantly, thank you for supporting the Ultimate Crossover Humble Bundle. Your support means a lot to me, to us as a company, and to the kids affected by cystic fibrosis. So thank you very much. Please get in your pledges. That $45 level. Oh my god, I can't even believe the value. But I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going to turn things over to Owen Stevens, who's going to run what looks like an amazing Starfinder game. So I'll be back in a couple hours. We'll kick off a Q&A with the Starfinder team. But for now, I leave you in the capable hands of your captain, Mr. Owen K.C. Stevens.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hi, folks. So I'm Owen K.C. Stevens. I'm the Starfinder design lead here at Paizo, and I'm going to be running a short scenario that I have dreamed up in between lunch breaks called Into the Iron Hive. I would like our players to introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about what you do here at Paizo, and tell us about your character.
All right, so I'm Amanda Hamon-Kunz. I'm our development coordinator here at Paizo. And I am playing today the triumphant return of Petal, the Yosoki Technomancer, who is a gentle lady and a scholar and only keeps the finest frag grenades in her cheek pouches.
Fine bespoke frag grenades.
Of course, they sparkle like the noonday sun.
I'm Jason Keeley. I'm a developer here at Paizo, working primarily on Starfinder. I'll be playing our iconic envoy, Navasi, who is a badass.
Hi, I'm Crystal Frasier. I'm a space heater here at Paizo. I'm going to be playing Platalkana, a Vesk soldier of the Imperium.
Excellent. And we are going to be using this for our map this evening. This is lovely terrain from Blackbird Studios. They were kind enough to send this over to us, and it's gorgeous. Just so you all know, the terrain does in fact have like walls, but because we have the camera set up, I didn't want to hide all the action, so I did not use walls for this setup. All right. We also have our figures, Petal, and then for Navasi and Kana, we have prototypes of the Starfinder miniatures. These are prototypes of the pre-paints, so these aren't final versions by any means, but just so you know that we have some prototypes of those things. All right, so the three of you are on the planet Hydronus 6. You have been sent there by the Abadar Corp to do a survey of the planet to see if it is appropriate for colonization. Abadar Corp is a big proponent of spreading civilization, and setting up colonies is one way they do that, and the fact that they then sell the colonists everything they need for the colony is a added benefit. But this world at one time was a battlefront of the fight with the Swarm, and so even though it is believed all Swarm presence has been scrubbed off the planet, before they can actually approve the loans necessary that will use the entire planet as collateral, they need to have someone go and do an appraisal of the planet, and that's your job. You expect to sweep it, make sure that there aren't any Swarm colonies. The one nice thing about looking for the Swarm is that they tend to breed in the thousands or millions, so they tend not to be subtle, so they're easy to find. The bad news is they tend to breed in the thousands or millions. So, you all have been on your starship, the Long Walk. You scanned the planet, and you didn't find any sign of Swarm presence, but you did find a single energy signature coming out of the base of a large mountain range. Since that could represent a settlement, which would invalidate the effort to colonize this planet, and thus make it a bad investment for Abadar Corp, you all have decided to go check it out. There's a lot of stuff we would have done if I had more than 2 hours to get to this point. We're trying to get to the fun stuff. You all have gone to the base of the mountain where you found a large hatch, which was not locked. You went through the hatch down to a short corridor, a few hundred feet, and that has led you to another hatch, which is still glowing with power and appears to be sealed shut.
Is okay. I have the key.
But before we go bashing this down, we want to make sure that it's safe. I'll take a look at it. I'll examine it.
You got this,
Why
Captain.
you bring a Vesk along if you want safe?
Well, I want you to keep me safe. That's, I think, was the part of the contract that we all agreed on here. I'm gonna go over there and give it a good perceptioning. That's a 26.
With a 26, you will determine that this door is in fact not only locked, it is sealed with a trap. You will specifically be able to specify that this is a hacker curse trap.
Ooh.
If you don't successfully bypass it and it goes off, the curse will infect a piece of technological equipment nearby and can then hop from piece of technology until it is neutralized. There are 2 ways to neutralize it. You will be able to identify having found it. One is to hack the system with a computers check. The other is to try and drain off the mystic energy with a mysticism check.
Ooh, I see lots of little wires, computers. I'm good at this.
Yeah, Petal, I
Let
think
me give
this
this
is
a try.
This is your Emilio. Let's all step back.
Petal's gonna skitter up there,
Just a step back.
make a computer
hide
check.
my-
Before you make your check, when you say step back, how far back have you stepped?
Just like 5 feet. Just
5 feet, alright,
What,
so
what are
you
you
guys are...
afraid of? Computers
I'm not
never
afraid of
hurt
anything.
Okay. Alright, fair enough.
I'll give you
It's
room to
fine,
work.
providing you cover.
It's a 23 on the computer's check.
Okay, so you will be able to get access to the computer system. You have hacked it, so you can now attempt to deactivate the curse subroutine.
Alright, so...
Just drag it to the trash can.
So dragging it to the trash can is destroying it, which is a higher DC. You can do that if you like. Or you can bypass it so you can open this door without setting it off. What do you want to do?
That's your call.
Poke it a few times. Here's some sparking. Oh, let's just try to turn it off. Boss, turn it off? Yeah?
That sounds great.
Alright.
I defer to you in these matters.
Alright, so that's... Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
So
That's an 11.
Yeah, it's also a 1 on the
Yeah.
die, exactly what you always want to see. So not only have you failed to deactivate this, you have in fact failed by 5 or more and set off the curse. So one piece of your equipment determined at random, is now cursed. I think we're going to make it your Frostbite Class 0 pistol.
No.
So, a bolt of curse energy that looks like little tiny codes, 1s and 0s like the Matrix, will leap from it and hit your gun, which will make a
Oh dear.
noise.
Oh dear, this always happens. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting to the good part.
And
What happens?
the nothing until you try to use it.
Okay.
And
Alright, so we're just gonna put that away here and
a
we're gonna
little
walk through this door.
reset countdown will begin on the door. 60, 59, 58.
Can
Totally
we open
normal.
it?
Totally
57.
normal. Can we open it?
Open!
It's still locked. You want to try to bypass it? To open the lock?
Sure.
To disable this
It's all part,
device?
it's all part of my plan.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Are
Okay.
you an engineer?
Yeah, I
You
am.
got some engineering.
I
Okay,
do. Alright, so that is gonna be a 21.
You will successfully bypass the lock,
Okay.
and the hatch will open, revealing a small 5x5 chamber that has a hatch on the ceiling. It does not appear to be locked.
Great, so, we going up there?
good. Terrific. Kana?
Ah, yes, first into glorious battle.
That's what I figured.
Push open the hatch. So, not locked, but heavy. Not a big deal for you, but it's about 150 pounds.
Really?
As you open it, some thick, viscous goo will dribble around the outside. It looks a lot like someone took a bunch of Vaseline, warmed it up, added some food coloring, and poured it around the outside. It just sort of pours in a little curtain around you. So it happens directly under the hatch, so nothing gets on you, but it does pool around you and sort of ooze towards you all.
Does this happen a lot when you explore things?
It is stringy and smells distinctly of old egg white.
Seems more like human thing.
Ghana, we told you stop trying to cook. It never works out.
Poking your head
No
up
one
because
died!
poking your head up because you're tall, you will see what appears to be a large industrial complex. There are 2 sentry guns by the far door that you can see. There is a conveyor belt system. There's a number of crates and boxes and barrels, and you think you see a doorway off that way, and then there is a computer access system here.
Alright. I'm going to move up into cover.
Alright, you move up into cover.
Secure my weapon.
You move up, you move over, the sentry guns both warm up and fire at you.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, they are doing that as you leap by, because being computers, they can have a ready to action for years and years and years and years without getting bored.
What sort of light level are we dealing with in here?
So there's the nice, friendly, warm red light sort of flashing constantly, illuminating the room with shadows that are constantly doing this. It illuminates it nicely. It doesn't really give you a good sense of what on earth is going on, but...
So we just see these little things whir up and shoot
Yeah,
at Kana.
well, you don't. You're still down here, because
okay.
it's literally up through the hatch. Alright, what's your... Just a moment. EAC.
21.
Because you went from cover to cover, it will just barely miss you as they both fire bolts of electricity at you, which will splatter across the bark wall. And where they hit, there's goo sort of all through the floor here. It's not quite enough to be slippery as you dash over, but you do note that every time the goo is hit by electricity, it gives off a baked egg white smell.
Everything all right up there? We have security measures.
Of course.
Alright, let's go ahead and go into initiative.
Somebody's cooking again.
Again with the cooking. If you don't like fast cooking, you take turn in the kitchen.
Kinda, that meal was literally the saltiest thing I've ever eaten, and I once ate a big bowl of salt.
It was 5% below lethal dose.
Kana?
10.
Below the lethal dose for what? A Vesk? That's a little... Pedal.
19. So what
Navasi.
you're saying is it would have killed me 3 times over.
20.
What I'm saying is, maybe you should not have gone back for seconds.
That's fair.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't have.
Alright. The 2 sentry guns hum and otherwise don't do anything because they're just guns. Navasi, what do you want to do?
I'd like to get up into this room, see what's going on, and then hopefully take some cover if there's some cover left.
Okay, so you'll have to make a perception check because you're going to pop up and presumably make a run for it, so you're not casually scanning the room.
Now, I'm going to make a run for it. 23 on the perception check.
Okay, you'll get a good view of what the room looks like. Where do you want to run to?
I'll head in over here.
Okay. The sentry guns will, in fact, take a shot at you.
Sure.
What's your EAC?
17.
You've been shot.
Of course.
You are electrically jolted for 5 hit points.
Alright. Yay!
Okay.
That's about all I can get out of being electrically jolted.
Pedal.
Alright, so I'm going to hop up here.
Okay.
And I've got dark vision,
Okay.
so I can see everything just fine.
You still need to make perception checks.
Okay.
Presumably you're going to make a run for it rather
Yes,
than casually
I am
look
going to
around.
run
okay,
for
so
it,
make a
Kana.
perception check to make sure that you don't run the wrong direction.
Alright, let's see. So, yeah.
Pedal rolls another one.
You know.
So, Pedal leaps up with the intention of diving behind the Vesk mobile piece of terrain, but unfortunately you are disoriented as you slip on the baked egg goo. The flashing red lights are confusing you because you're used to dark vision, which is black and white. What's your move rate?
30.
You will end up with cover there, and then realize you have not ended up where you meant to go.
Kana. Oh, it smells so bad. Kana, where are you?
It's good.
Okay.
You are closer to the battle.
Oh, wait, no, mistakes were made.
Kana?
To battle, my tiny allies. And I'm gonna charge in with my Dashko.
Okay. As you run by here, this
35.
mechanical arm slides down the conveyor belt and hits you, tries to hit you, with a barrel it picks up along the way. What is your KAC?
23.
It will utterly fail to hit you with its barrel. In fact, you probably don't notice it tried to hit you with the barrel, though your allies do. Alright, that will get you up there.
Yeah!
As a move. As a move. You swinging on one of the sentry guns?
Yes.
Alright.
16?
EAC or KAC?
Good question.
What kind of Gadashko is it?
Ember Flame.
That's a EAC. So that will hit.
For 10 damage.
Okay. Being a sentry gun, the unit is fairly well hardened, so you have damaged it as the focused bits of plasma and energy spikes ram into the side, but it seems to still be up and active. So, it is then the move of the sentry gun. Originally, it was going to hit you all with a jolting arc that would have gotten everyone, but I think two of you are now more than 30 feet apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it can't also get Navasi. So these two will lay down a whole arc of electricity over an entire field that will target both you and you. This is a reflex save.
Alright.
You will get a +2 bonus for cover.
Alright.
Good luck.
There's my reflex save. Alright. 14.
19.
You will both succeed. You both take half damage because the electricity arcs around and bounces. I rolled a 6, so half damage is 3.
Alright.
Alright, that is the security system. Navasi.
Alright, can I see this one? Is there too much?
It has
in the
cover
way?
against you. If I pick any of these and I try and draw to
Sure.
it, I'm going to end up going through the arm.
But I can
This-
see enough. Is that in?
That barrel's not actually there, so you can't see the other one clearly.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'm gonna get him.
Okay.
Just get him on this one.
Okay, yes, you can see it well enough for that.
Get that one. Get it. Get that robot.
I can't think the robot!
Keep it up.
I think keep it up is a different
It's a
ability.
different. Yeah, it's a different one. And I will. You know what? Since I get also get that +1, I'll take a shot at it.
Okay.
At the one, even though it's got a little cover.
You shoot me in the back again.
I'll use my pistol.
Okay,
So this is against KAC. That's a 24.
that will absolutely hit its KAC.
Right. Take this. 7 points of bullet damage.
You are definitely chewing on it, but it is still up and active.
So everyone gets a +1 to hit this.
Yes,
Alright.
and everyone gets a +1 to hit this sentry gun. Pedal.
Alright, so Petal's got her 0 pistol that
Uh-huh.
has 1s and 0s running all over it.
Yep.
Just kind of smack her. Like, oh, this thing is what's wrong with this thing. I'm gonna stick it back in her thing. Kind of grumble as she trundles up behind Kana. Kana, always running into battle, make it so hard for me to help you. She's gonna. What weapon are you using, Kana?
A Dashko.
A Dashko. Okay,
An
so
Ember Flame Dashko, so it's a powered weapon.
all right, so Petal's going to sort of reach behind Kana, using her as cover, and touch her Dashko and try to supercharge it so that it can do more damage next time. So if you hit next time, you do an extra 46.
So you physically touch her.
Yes, I'm
Make a will save.
Will save?
Yep.
Oh dear.
touching her.
Natural 20.
Okay,
Yay.
so when you touch her, the 1s and 0s around your weapon flow
Uh-huh.
up your arm and onto her. You successfully use your ability, and she will shrug free before it starts to overtake her Ember Flame Dashko.
Okay.
So the curse fails to spread.
I told you you'd be fine. Stick with me, kid. You'll go places.
Kana.
Now, robots!
Hit it hard.
I send you to the swamps of the hereafter! Possibly. 20. EAC.
That'll hit.
I need another D6.
Do
Wait,
all the
no,
damage.
wait, I've got
Look.
super teeny tiny D6s.
Do all the damage.
I just threw it
Okay.
at you, sorry. And they're all tiny.
5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 19.
Okay, you have utterly smashed that sentry gun.
Yeah! I will feast on you!
No, it's robotic. It's metal. Don't
I'll eat it.
Don't stop. You put two. All right.
The other one will then spin and shoot at you in your face. What
Oh.
is your EAC?
21.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh, goodness.
It will do 8 electricity damage.
Okay, not much I can do about that.
Also,
But you hit it.
this mechanical arm, which still holds this barrel, will start lifting the barrel and pile driving in an attempt to stomp Petal into the ground like mush. What is your KAC?
My KAC is 17.
It will connect.
Okay.
And bizarrely, it hits much harder than it shoots. And you'll take 8 points of damage.
Alright.
Navasi.
Alright. Okay. How are you doing over here?
I've got 13 stamina points.
Okay. Alright. Kana, are you just gonna let this thing shoot you in the face like that? That kind of a wound means nothing to a Vesk. Have 11 stamina back as I give you an inspiring boost.
That is exactly how much stamina I've lost.
I know.
Your inspiring boost is to battle shame the Vesk.
Yeah. It's different to
Whatever works for your culture.
Whatever works. Was I not within 30 feet, perhaps?
You are not within 30 feet. You
Okay,
move up.
I took a move and then did that.
Okay.
That's my go.
Yeah, good. All right. That's Navasi. Petal.
Alright, so there's still one more that
There is still one more,
that
plus
is
there's
shooting
this
at us?
mechanical arm that is trying to turn you into mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Tag.
that's right. Alright, so the mechanical arm is that... Looks like that is adjacent to me.
Yep.
Alright, so...
It looks like it can only move on the conveyor belts, so it's...
I see that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna take a guarded step back this way and
Okay.
magic missile the arm,
All right.
which is going to do. I need 2d4. Doop. And. Doop. Alright. So that is going to be 8 points of damage on the arm.
Okay.
As Petal pews it to try to get it to stop trying to stomp her like a rat.
It does not look like you have destroyed it, but it being a industrial piece of equipment rather than a military piece of equipment, you have severely damaged it, though it is still functional.
Such a rude robot!
Kana.
Trying to smash me like a rat.
Take a guarded step closer.
So, what square do you want to move to?
The red one.
Okay. Make a reflex save as you step on the red square, which will vent superheated gases upwards.
Goodness gracious.
That's a 6.
You have failed your reflex save. You will take 2d8 points of fire damage, which is 6.
Ow!
Yes, it turns out the red square is in fact red.
Dangerous.
This map is used this way for a reason, and you have stepped on powerful venting, probably for the laser that is, or the electricity gun that is shooting at you.
Good to know. Silly, silly arm. It takes more than that to stop me. I will smash it with my Dashko.
Okay,
Smash it, Kana!
Natural 20. Ow.
roll double damage.
Yeah.
Do I double my strength? Both.
Yes.
Or-
Do you have any critical effects on that?
I do.
Yes.
Wound. So 8 plus 16, 24.
Jason, will you flip open? Oh, she's got
Plus.
the wound chart. Yeah.
Yes.
So, oh wait, it's a d20, not a percentile now. Alright, so I do 24 damage and a d6 of bleed damage.
So you will smash it in the battery. The fluids in the battery that normally hold the electrical charge will start to boil out of the side as it'll... And it will cease, and all the little lights on it will flicker and go out, and it will be a laser device no more.
I think you just brained the robot. Our giant murder lizard lady is the best.
I didn't know robots could bleed.
So, the crate that you're taking cover behind, Navasi,
Yes.
it sounds funny. It sounds like there's someone in there like pouring milk in Cracker Jacks, or there's this constant little
Right.
popping, crinkling noise.
Right. Does the crate say General Mills on it?
No, actually, make a perception check since you are
sure.
checking real quick. It's not your turn yet. But,
No.
but
Yeah,
that's-
well, I'm not.
roll a 1.
Yeah.
You do not know what it says, but you do notice as thousands of tiny bugs come pouring out of it. They will fill your space, and the next space, and the next space, and then dive into the pipes here.
You might want to
So
do
they're
something
flowing out
about
of the
that.
crate
Yeah.
over to there.
How scream?
Also,
terror?
since you are now in the area of a swarm, you will automatically take swarm damage.
Ugh.
which is written right here, so I wouldn't have to remember it. This is piercing damage.
Okay.
7 points.
Okay.
It does. If you're in the square, you take it. It does not have to make an attack roll.
Yep.
You also need to make a will save for its distraction attack.
25.
You succeed. So you are not distracted by
A little bit distracted.
tens of thousands of tiny bugs, all of which look like sort of little scorpions with wings and praying mantis claws, but they're only about this big. Just come swarming over you, biting and stinging and flowing out this way. The security bot is dead, but the arm is still active. The arm will slide itself to the very end of the conveyor belt, and again try to turn you into mashed potatoes with
I'm
the
not
barrel.
a rat. This is rude.
What is your KAC?
17.
You are smashed.
Like a rat? Oh no.
Like a smash.
For 9 points of damage.
For 9 points of damage. Alright.
It's just got this barrel just going.
You think I'd move after the first time?
You did move a little bit.
I did, but it keeps
You did. You're
following
moving
me.
is sort of like this as you're being hit in the head with a barrel.
Yeah.
This is so impolite. I do not appreciate it.
Navasi,
Yes.
you are still covered in bugs.
I am still covered in bugs.
Try the running and the screaming.
That's a good idea. Oh, I am going to take a guarded step out of the bugs
Okay.
back here, and then I'm gonna draw in my other hand my flame pistol.
Okay.
So I'm two gunning it now,
Okay.
but I think I'm out of actions.
Yes, you've drawn a pistol and you've taken a guarded
I don't
step,
have,
so
I don't have
you're
any
good.
gun
All right.
quick draw, so
So, pedal.
Alright, so I've got an arm up in my face trying
Uh-huh.
to smash me with a barrel. And let's see, is my pistol still looking a little under the weather?
It still has little ones and zeros of a curse
Well,
code floating
yeah,
all over it. Yeah.
I probably don't want to mess with that. That seems like a bad choice. So
You don't want to shoot the homicidal construction equipment with a cursed pistol?
yeah, probably not. No,
Okay.
I mean there's a little too much technology.
These are your decisions to make.
Pedal only takes so many risks, as it turns out.
And you hit your limit 5 minutes ago.
I think so. I think
Alright.
the second time I got smashed like potatoes.
Fair enough.
Alright, so is it adjacent to me?
Yes.
It is adjacent to me. Alright, so I am going to guarded step backwards.
Okay.
And I am going to... I think I'm going to energy ray it with cold damage.
Okay.
Which is going to be a ranged attack. And that is going to be a... 20... Actually, that's going to be a 16.
That will hit.
Alright. So...
Again, it is not a hardened piece of military equipment.
That's going to be 3 points of damage.
Okay. It will
Cold.
seize up and cease to work and drop its barrel there.
Alright. Hopefully I'm able to get out of the way of it.
It's like that time
Yes.
we fought that rebellion ape.
oh yeah.
I don't have the Corbellian apes with me, so we won't be doing this. Okay.
Those barrels.
Just throwing barrels.
Just
throwing barrels.
Oh no!
We saved that woman though.
Did I see the...
The jump jets and the flamethrowers are useful that day.
That has helped a lot. Do I see the swarm
Make a perception
pouring out
check.
of the...
My screaming doesn't help.
Right? The screaming indicates there is a problem. It does not necessarily identify the source of the problem.
Captain screaming again.
Captain Scream. Captain Screamo.
6.
Nope. Navasi's screaming again. Humans do that. You're not sure what the problem is this time.
Humans screaming again. Is fine, Navasi!
No, I'm covered in bugs!
You don't see a single bug on
Come
Navasi.
help me! There's a bunch of bugs over here.
A fly in your soup is not covered in bugs,
A whole
Navasi.
bunch of bugs. I swear this time.
Ah.
There's so many bugs.
So you still-
Every time we crawl around some abandoned structure, she freak out at first spider.
There's like a million of them. Please help me.
A million spiders.
I
you
depower
guys are
my
both fired.
Goshko and store it.
Okay. Anything else? You still have a move action.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
He's fine.
You're both fired.
All right. The
Do you want
bugs
saved or not?
all pour into this part of the piping,
Alright, now I turn around.
pour out of this part of the piping,
Great.
and cover 4 squares, including both of you.
Is actual bugs!
That's what I was saying.
Captain, why'd you give us your bugs?
There are cheap devices
Just 'cause
at
we
most
made fun
grocery
of you.
stores to try to help prevent that. So you will both need to make will saves,
Okay.
and you will both take piercing damage as these swarms of bugs crawl over you.
Great.
Is this a fear effect?
It is a fear effect. 6 hit points each.
Okay. I rolled an 18 on my will save.
You
I
succeed.
got a 12.
You actually fail.
Ah!
So, because you're covered in bugs and they're crawling up your nose and through your ear, nostril holes, whatever you have as a vest, and
snout.
along your tongue, and and you feel them getting down into your armor and such. You are currently off target and flat-footed. So
wait.
we have these
I've got cards
lovely
for it.
condition cards that will let you see what all those things do, so that we don't have to forget or worry about it.
Deep flat-footed.
That's what it is.
Okay, that was
Off
the
kilter?
swarm.
Target.
Off
Off
target.
target.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, don't confuse the off kilters and the off targets.
Yeah.
Navasi,
Alright.
there are no bugs near you anymore.
There are no bugs near me anymore.
There's a surprising amount of ooze coming out of this crate, though.
Oh, I don't want to.
I'm
I'll
not
just
getting-
peek. I'll just take a
It
quick
looks
peek.
like this crate may be the source of a great deal of the ooze that's flooding this part of
I'm
the...
getting bit pretty bad over here,
Alright, I'm
cat.
gonna move to
Beautiful
here,
furs getting
Okay.
messed up.
and then I'm gonna use my flame pistol, which shoots in a line,
Uh-huh.
to just shoot straight up the middle here.
Great. Make an attack roll.
Yeah, make a single attack roll. Right.
It tastes like pain.
Oh, only a 9. That's EAC, obviously, but.
Yeah, a 9 will miss. So you just shoot too high. They're crawling across the floor, and you're trying not to hit this thing and not hear the far wall. And you end up not getting enough of them. A few of them are fried, but in the tens of thousands of bugs category, you don't do enough to do any good. Petal, you're covered in bugs.
I'm covered in bugs. So I am going to guard step out of this,
Okay.
and I'm gonna turn around and just go, time to burn! And
Make a
I'm going
perception check.
to make a perception check before I do a thing. That's a 16.
Okay, you'll notice that individual bugs, especially the ones that have a little burn damage, the ones that don't count as hit points but are falling out of the swarm, tend to crawl across the deck here and into the piping that's in the wall right above this crate. So this represents a series of pipe conduits, and they go off that way.
All right.
There's a big grate, but it looks like there's enough room for a medium-sized creature to get in there if they wanted to. So they're individual ones up the wall, like when you see a line of ants.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to focus on the swarm in front of me now. But
Fair
I will
enough.
Note that. And so, yeah, she's going to extend her arms and cast Overheat, which is a 2d8 and a 15-foot cone.
Okay, so what's your 15-foot cone?
It is right here. And I think I might actually get
No, not the barrel!
Kana.
Yeah,
Do I get Kana in there?
you do get content.
Duck? Vesker tough, right?
Okay, so
Tougher than
What's-
you soaked.
Oh, no.
what's our save on that?
So let's see. The save for that is gonna be 14.
Reflex?
Yes.
9.
No.
Okay, so you
Sorry
take
about this.
full damage. Go ahead and roll it.
I can't be held responsible for what I do with bugs. Bugs are the worst. All right. So that's 12.
Yikes.
So the bugs made their save, but they take
Sorry.
1.5 times damage from areas. So the 12 goes up to an 18, which is then halved to 9.
All right.
That said, while that nuked hundreds of bugs, you've got 20 square feet of bug here. So it's a fair amount of insectile pile that as yet is not.
So this is still a problem.
This is still a problem, definitely. Kana.
Flamethrower.
What's the area on your flamethrower? Because you and the Yusoki seem to be about to get into a...
15-foot cone.
Oh no.
Yep, okay, so, in response to being hit with the overheat
I
spell...
said I was sorry.
Duck.
You will also be getting the Yusoki in your 15-foot fire cone.
So I'm at
Mistakes
a
were made.
I'm at a -1 to hit for being off target.
Okay.
So 7 EAC.
Nope, luckily you don't hit her either, so there's good
covered
news.
in horrible insect.
You are covered, and it's their move. So the swarm will, while it still has to be 4 continuous squares, it will reposition itself so that you will go back into it. So the two of you will both take the swarm damage, which is 6 piercing,
All right.
Hit points here and hit points. You're probably in it.
Oh, I'm into hit points.
and you both need to make a saving throw against will to see if you continue to be distracted by the billions and billions of bugs.
20.
You are no longer distracted.
Yes!
Right. So that is a 22.
You're welcome to be concerned, but you're not game mechanically distracted.
Okay.
That's the swarm. Navasi.
If we have to pay to go to another work therapy group again, you guys, for teamwork, forget it. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna. Again,
I just cast a spell. She used a flamethrower.
It's all pretty much.
You brought burnt coffee last time we had the group therapy.
Can I
Is it
get them
burned?
on the bugs?
Can you what?
Can I use get them on these bugs?
Yeah, they've got an AC. Absolutely.
Okay. Get them, the bugs. I said. And then
Not each other. The bugs. The bugs.
It's a good thing we have Captain.
Yeah, right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try my flame jet again. Just do a straight line, straight up.
Yep.
Which hopefully will still count as an area effect.
It covers more than one target, so yeah.
Nice.
Even though I'm only trying to hit one of them. Gosh, darn it! Flame, I can do this so many times before I run out of petrol.
I think it's more like...
Oh god, yeah. Anytime I see a bug.
Pedal.
Oh, this is getting out of hand, guys. We're gonna have a problem. I didn't burn the comment on.
So how'd your Twitch game go? Fine, the PCs burned themselves to death. I really didn't have to do anything. The second hour was a little slow.
I'm gonna step back and do the same thing and try not to burn.
Well, luckily.
In this cone.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna hit you, so that's 2d8.
Reflex save,
DC
right?
14.
Okay.
Yep. So that's 11.
Okay. Again, they make their save, so 11 will go up to 16. Half of that
Yep.
is 8.
Okay.
They're still definitely a thing. Kana.
Running out of ideas here, guys.
I was not screaming. I was making Vesquor cry.
Like a little girl.
War cry.
Little girls are most vicious vest hunters of all.
It's true. I've heard the stories.
All right, guarded step back and flamethrower.
Now you two aren't in range of each other. This might go
Hooray!
better for you.
Hey,
Your +1 to hit for the get 'em?
Ah!
But you rolled a 2, so no, the bugs are unimpressed by your efforts to set them on fire.
Ah!
Okay, now it's the swarm's move.
It's gotta pick one or the other now.
It does indeed, and it refuses to pick either. So the swarm will swarm over this way and cover that entire crate. And
But now it's on. Oh,
Incoming.
goodness gracious.
okay, so you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Terrific. I got a 17 on my will save.
You are not distracted. You're not happy.
Not happy at all.
Navasi.
It's joyful
Alright,
reunion.
okay. Oh, the bugs are back. I'll get out of this.
Maybe if you name
Go
them, they'll
step
stop attacking
backwards
you.
and one more
All of
time.
them? Bob, Frank, Dylan. This is going to
Oh
take a while.
boy, this is gonna take
Bob
long.
2, Dylan 2, Frank 2.
Just not very imaginative. 10. Probably not enough.
Whatever you did to your dice before we went on the air, you shouldn't have.
I did really good at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I saw this episode of MacGyver where he uses a shoe polisher and soap and powdered soap, and we tried that, and apparently we've cursed them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Navasi does nothing useful. Pedal.
All right. This calls for something serious. This is really bad, you guys. And Petal's gonna pop out her cybernetic eye and just sort of like tinker with it a little bit. You're gonna see a little whirring happening in the mechanical iris there. Just pop it back in, and she's gonna use that as her spell cast. She's gonna use that to cast another overheat spell.
Okay.
She's gonna step up, and I hope this works this time.
DC 14.
You're the only one damaging
Yeah,
it.
so far,
They will
it has
make their
worked every
save.
It's
time.
11 points of damage.
Okay. That, again, will go up to 16. Half of that is 8, so you are definitely damaging it. It's just that it's, a 10 by 10 floor full of a few 100,000 bugs.
Okay, that was supposed to work. I got nothing.
No, it's all good.
You do think that the swarms look a little thinner. There are places where you can see patches of floor, and
See,
sometimes
it's
the
working.
whirling mass are pushing around hundreds of their own dead rather than all running in the same direction.
All right.
Kana.
Gonna make a guarded step up, and I should probably not be getting in the way of the camera.
It's fine.
And another flamethrower shot, and I'm gonna use deadly aim with my flamethrower.
Sure, you haven't been hitting anyway. The penalty can't possibly make it worse.
Oh.
Well, I was right.
Yep.
There's no...
Wouldn't have hit either way.
Right, no, it's...
We're gonna die here.
This is how I die. Consumed by hideous things.
Alright, well, the swarm seems to have noticed that the only person damaging it at all is Petal, so it will contract into a Petal-centric area.
Ah, stay away from my fur. That was great.
That will do 7 points of piercing damage,
Alright.
and you need to make a will save.
That's right. Alright. Oh, ooh, 5.
You have failed, so you two are currently off target and flat-footed
Okay.
as bugs come swarming over you.
All right. Down to 9 hit points.
I know. Let's see.
Navasi.
All right. I'm gonna, since I can't hit at all ever apparently, except for that one time, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my pedal. It'll be okay. I promise. It'll be fine.
They're biting my ears.
This is all temporary. It'll all be over soon. That could be comforting.
When we're dead.
Have 11 stamina points as a buffer.
Hey.
I
feel better already.
I'm just gonna straight up move over here.
Okay.
No, wait. I'll just say get them. Get
Okay.
them bugs.
Get the bugs.
Get
Got
them
it.
bugs.
That was Navasi. Pedal.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm
I don't remember where I
going
was. Stop touching it.
That's good.
to.
You're in my shot.
All right. So desperate times call for desperate measures. And let's see. I'm going to take a grenade out of my cheek pouch.
Okay.
And just try to. I don't know. Let's see. Where should I center it? I think I'm gonna hit myself regardless, aren't I?
If you drop it in your square, I'll give the swarm a -2 penalty to its saving throw.
Done.
Okay. You, of course, will also have to make a saving throw.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
It's been nice knowing ya.
No, it wasn't.
Don't tell anybody I died by bugs.
As it happens, the bug swarm rolls a 1, so there's no point in taking the penalty. They were going to fail regardless.
All right. So my reflex save is a 9.
So you are also taking full damage.
And I'm also taking full damage. And let's see, this is a frag grenade 1, so it's going to be doing a d6.
Having rolled a 1 while at a penalty, I will have them take double
5.
damage rather than merely 1.5 times damage.
5 points of damage as I explode this grenade at my own feet
So,
because I'm smart.
You will actually blow away enough bugs that there are now only 3 squares of bugs instead of 4 squares of bugs.
Helping!
Also, you have shrapnel in your fur.
I do, so...
It's nice shrapnel, though. Very flappy.
Caught up.
Good thing I got some stamina back.
You call it shrapnel, we call it piercings.
Can I
Accessories.
stop over here and then get those 2 in my flamethrower?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay. Deadly aim.
Okay.
Just want to
You
hit.
have a +1 from get 'em.
Oh, good lord. That's
That's
3
happening.
3s in a row.
Kids, don't try this at home. Alright, so that's kind of the swarm's move. The swarm is still viewing Petal as the greatest threat. So it will...
Just because I drop grenades at my own feet.
Pretty much. That said, they are now swarming up this. It looks like they're heading into the piping. So, you take the melee swarm damage automatically, which is 7 points piercing damage, and need to make a will save.
Oh,
Okay.
we're bad at this.
So bad. Not. Wait, 12.
You will just fail, so you are once again off target and flat-footed.
Makes sense considering I'm down to 8 hit points.
Yeah, no, I see that. Navasi,
Alright, one more
would
time.
have helped if you guys hadn't hit yourselves with cone fire
This
attacks.
is true. We're our own worst enemies.
Aiming up here.
In my
Another-
defense,
another my-
I did not hit you.
Yeah.
In
No,
my defense, I
she
started
hit
it.
her. She grenaded herself.
I did.
You both have damage from Petal on you. In fact,
You.
everything here except Navasi has damage from Petal on them.
Equal opportunity, rat lady.
I take it that did not go well.
No, it was another natural 5.
No!
Just for the record, this encounter wouldn't be nearly as difficult if you could roll above a 6 on any of the dozen or so attacks.
Those bugs came out. We
Pedal?
lost it.
Yeah.
Alright, so they are going up into this little viaduct thing?
Yep.
Or this little...
It's a crawl space that has
Crawl space?
piping and access hatches and
Alright,
stuff.
can I try to chuck a grenade up in there?
Sure, you can
Alright.
try to. Roll a 1 or it'll bounce back randomly into the room.
Well, I've already done enough.
No, you dropped it
so...
at your feet. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just warning you.
Alright, so
Make
I'm
an attack
going
roll.
to... try to throw it in there. That's a 16.
Okay, you will successfully get it down into the access shaft. They will fail their save.
Alright.
Roll damage. They'll take time and a half.
That's 6. That's max damage.
So it goes up to 9. You will, in fact, blow away an entire unit worth of... actually, 2. So only the ones in your square are left.
Oh, great!
What's the area on that?
15 feet.
So even if you got it here, 5, 10, 15. So both of you need to make reflex saves.
All
It's
right.
max damage grenade.
I told you I'd help us.
You'll both have
I
a
didn't
cover
say I
bonus.
wouldn't kill us. All right, so that is that's a 22.
So you'll take half damage. That's
Yeah.
3.
I got 11,
Alright.
so...
You take full damage. That's 6.
Yes.
I'm beginning to wonder why your all's tactics isn't just send in the Technomancer and come back later to collect her corpse.
Send in the kamikaze rat.
Exactly. All right, so that was Petal. Kana, there's just one square of swarm bugs left, and they are all over your friend the Technomancer.
See what I do for you.
I'm going to step in, grab her by the tail,
Hey,
and plop her
hey,
behind me.
Rude.
Are
so
you resisting?
Rude. Probably not. I'm probably
Okay.
trying to get bugs off me.
You will successfully relocate her.
This is so undignified.
The swarm,
Yes! And
the swarm will respond
Loaded rat,
by
so-
running away. That provokes your melee weapon single target, right?
and
you put it away.
Specifically put it away.
You could Vesk stomp it as it happens because you have Vesk unarmed strikes, but
Do it.
single target effects don't affect a swarm. So you successfully stomp on hundreds of them as they go flowing up into the access shaft up here and away. But at least for the moment, we're out of rounds.
Healing serums all around.
Yeah, that'd be great. I got 5 hit points.
Yeah.
How many do you need?
All of them.
Probably.
All
I
of
have
the
2.
things. I have
I got-
1.
Take one
Okay.
from me.
I'll take my own. You want us rolling for?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend
7.
a resolve to heal all my stamina.
See, we're gonna take 10 minutes. Take a breather.
Take a 10-minute break. Okay.
All right. So my serum,
Yours
my
is
serum
gone?
is gone.
many
That
did
puts
you
me
buy?
at 12 hit points.
3, so you're gonna give her 1?
You giving me 1?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So that is 18. So I'm at 18 of 24
You want
hit
another
points. Well, considering how that last fight went, it
Yeah.
probably
that's
would not
okay.
be a bad
Take
idea.
one of mine.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
We're all just
We
jamming
never-
needles into you.
We never speak of this again.
It's
So,
just not going in my report.
Since you all have been here for 10 minutes, this crate is oozing a lot of that clear gel. This crate is oozing a little of that clear gel.
Flamethrower.
This crate is oozing a little of that clear gel. And all of these crates have some of it smeared on them.
What do the crates say?
They are all marked Aspis Consortium Special Projects.
I'm gonna detect magic after I've finished chugging 4 healing serums.
You do not detect any magic in this room.
Okay.
Now, you know, ways out, there is a big security door, a regular door, and the bugs pointed out to you that there is a medium-sized can get into it piping access shaft.
Yeah.
We should finish off Little Swarm.
Yeah.
Do you know what those were?
Do you have physical science?
Navasi, what were those things?
I don't know.
I actually have
Make a
physical
check.
science.
Or life science, for that matter.
I
me too.
have both.
All right, make a
at
life
the
science check.
same.
Petal, what were those things?
Gross and disgusting and almost killed me, and I got a 14.
You're not certain, but you're reasonably sure that those are a larval stage of some sort of swarm critter.
Swarm babies.
They have no honor.
Swarm babies were in your armor. Ew.
They were all over you and in your fur and up your nose.
We don't talk about that.
Just make sure you don't have any in your cheek pouches. Yeah,
I'm
now
not-
you got a weird tickle.
No, my grenade's fine.
Oh, Okay, she
Are you
just
eating
ate
them?
one.
Did
Yeah,
she eat
just
one?
ate
They're
one.
crunchy.
Yeah. Well, some of them have been cooked at least.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that have been parboiled are sort of like shrimp.
Yeah.
This is why we don't ask you to cook on the ship.
We're not on the ship. Now, the crates are all still shut. No one has opened them to look into them, to the best of my knowledge.
That is true. I think I'm more afraid to do so
I'll
than do so.
flamethrower out. And
No, yeah, I'll stand to one side, but open like
All right, so
not instant, but I'll open them.
where are you all going to be, and which crate are you
Alright,
opening
okay,
first?
Should we do the big one or the
Let's
little
do
one?
that little one.
Okay, so maybe
So-
I'm gonna be right next to it, and I'll be on this side.
Yeah.
I'll go up there as well.
Just
Actually,
stay in the range of the 15
I'm
feet.
gonna stay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay behind me.
So
No,
That's
right.
still within the cone.
Yeah, stay.
I'm gonna hide.
Yeah, hide
I'm
behind
gonna
me.
hiding behind people.
Great.
Are these? Do they have loose lids? Are they? Do
So
they
they've got the
open?
sort of buckle lids that secure it, but they're not locked. You just lift it and flip it open.
So if somebody wants to flip the buckles, I can psychokinetic hand the lid off of it if we don't want to be next to it when something might pop out.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, we should all take a 5-foot step
Readying
back.
in action.
I'll flip
Okay,
it open. I'll flip open the buckles.
You flip open the
I'll
buckles.
take a 5-foot step back here.
You mean a guarded step?
A guarded step,
Okay.
yes.
And
And are you
Kettle
going to
will-
move back?
Yeah,
All right.
5-foot step. We'll push the barrel back into a corner.
Yeah.
Just put the barrel somewhere safe.
Yeah, we'll keep that barrel.
That's a good
Okay.
barrel.
It's
Quality
a good
barrel.
smashing barrel right there. Okay, and then you
Good for
telekinetically
smashing
open it.
Yosoki. Yes.
So it has a thick, disgusting ooze on the inside of it, and you see lots of little round bubbles that are clear, but have little tiny things moving in them as they slide back down into the goo.
Oh, it's worse than Skittermanders.
And then
Ugh.
one tiny little bug will crawl up out of the hatch, drag it, and get flamethrowered. As you flamethrower it, there is the distinct smell of burning egg white. Also, hundreds of popping noises as the little tiny swarm eggs within the crate overheat and explode.
Are they making swarm babies in here?
I think they are.
That's gross.
Was
Could
it,
be ration.
And as that happens, you discover that these things aren't watertight, and it starts to ooze in an ever-expanding pool out the bottom.
We should
they-
flamethrower that, right? We should flamethrower that.
Okay, and she'll torch it.
yeah.
Flambe.
15-foot cone.
It smells like you
Lumpy
came
swarm.
into a bad omelet joint after it closed for 6 months.
Worse than Octurian caviar.
No.
Don't try it. It's the worst. Did the crate look flame-proof?
Yeah.
The crate was flame-proof,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we need to open them to get the goo.
Yep.
So we need to open all of these and flamethrower the crap out of them.
Done.
Yeah, can we take another 10, 20 minutes to do that?
Sure. So the oozing crates,
The oozing
you will successfully open up and torch. Do you
Right.
open any of the non-oozing crates?
Yes.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
We'll get
So-
these guys here.
These crates have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flat foam containers, each of which could have a tiny little sphere in them, but they are otherwise empty.
Are
Great.
they, is the foam squishy with goo?
In these, they're squishy with goo. In these, it is dry and pristine.
Okay.
Flamethrower everything.
There's more.
Burn it all.
There's more babies.
There are more
We
babies
gotta
out
learn to
there.
have that in Latin over the ship, right? Flamethrower everything.
It's our motto. It's our cruise
Omni
motto.
flamethrow us.
So we crawling through ducks.
You said there was a computer in the corner.
Yes,
Yeah, there is a computer in the corner.
I should probably go check that out, huh?
Okay.
I wonder what they were doing here.
Alright. So
Make a perception check. Where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna hang out where I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
Probably
up a
with an
little closer.
eye on the
Okay.
grating over there in case that thing comes back.
Oh,
Make a
leave-
perception check.
6.
Okay. So
I should
far,
never be left on guard. Does he?
so far you have seen. No, I should never. They know that.
Oh dear.
Computer check.
Alright, so Paddle's going to push all the little buttons, beep, 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 boop, try to figure out what's going on, and that is a 23.
Okay. You will be able to get the basic systems pretty easily. This is a computer designed to be used. It looks like it has a security lock system, but it was left unlocked. So the last person that left here didn't lock their workstation. You'll be able to determine that this is shipping and receiving.
Okay.
There is also cold storage, the power core, the emergency ventilation shaft, and Project X.
Ooh.
Alright, so pretty standard facility here.
You can unlock the doors
yeah.
if you want to from here.
There's a big old nope zone back here, guys. Want to check that out? Big old nope zone. Project X.
Also, the emergency ventilation system is currently in emergency operation mode. You don't know what that means, but whatever is in the emergency ventilation system is currently running in an emergency system.
Alright, system's normal, environment stable, and ventilation in emergency mode. So I'm sure that's not terrible.
Huh.
We could just go straight for Project X and then deal with cleanup afterwards.
No embarrassing emails?
No, nothing here except for, a little bit of this person likes their mom a lot. Anyway, I don't think you guys want to see that.
Ooh. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's worse than the bugs.
It's sheer and individual choice porn.
Just don't Google it.
It's just
We
like
don't need
3
to know.
different buttons, and you get to pick whichever
Yep.
one you want.
And they watch, all wrapped in excitement to see what button they push this time.
Oh, that's not what I would have picked!
I would have pushed
oh my
a totally
God!
different button.
Alright.
Alright, let's... maybe we should shut down power core in case there are more security turrets?
That's also a good idea.
Seems like a good plan.
Yeah, alright, so we'll crawl through the...
Unless you can shut them down from here.
Let me check. Can I shut him down?
So standard shutdown has occurred. Emergency shutdown requires a manual use, and there's a note that someone went to for the manual shutdown, but it's still running, so obviously they didn't succeed at the manual shutdown.
Alright. So, yeah.
Okay.
We
We're
have
gonna
to
go
crawl
back.
through bug
We'll have
tunnels.
to go off through bug tunnels. That's right.
Those bugs might come back.
Well, I got one more shot of my flame pistol left.
She's got a flamethrower, right?
Yeah.
Hope she goes first.
Sure.
Yes,
How
I
much
go
fuel do you have
first.
left in your flamethrower?
15 shots.
Does that include the 5 shots you used on crates?
10 shots.
Okay.
Right.
Why do none of us have extra ammunition?
If you had extra ammunition, you would have enough money to not take jobs for the Avatar Corps. You don't choose this lifestyle out of excitement, right? You gotta pay the bills.
I chose this lifestyle because I have father issues.
Well, your father issues turned out to be expensive, so
Yes!
it's
You
always
need
a
more
good
ammo for your
it's always a
father
good
issues.
sign when the man behind the computer cameras is giggling to himself. So,
That's the best answer.
where are you gonna go, and who's gonna go first?
Being the big one, I will go first.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll be next.
So, this is a 4x4 corridor. It is 8 feet up off the ground. You can hop up onto the crate. It has pipes running all the way through it, and some bundles of wires that have been bundled around it, and a severed hand.
Yeah!
We should-
Whose?
Yeah, what kind of severed
Everyone
hand?
check their
It,
hands.
Yeah?
Okay.
I've only got 2 hands!
It's,
That's
it could be a human, it could be a Lashunta, it could be a dwarf. There are a lot of things that have very similar looking hands.
Mammals!
Can we do
What
a
kind
life
of hand is
science?
this?
A life science check will allow you to identify what species of hand this
Pass
is.
the hand back.
Give me the hand. Oh gosh, this is always just so gross. That is a 15.
That is very clearly a human hand. Also, it very clearly
It's one of yours.
has been gnawed on. You think it's not severed hand, you think this is just all that's left of the corpse. It looks like millions of tiny little bites were taken out of it. They're like a little tiny ice cream scoop, a Vorpal ice cream scoop, and used to scoop all the flesh out one tiny little bite at a time.
Well, something gnawed on this.
I tossed the
So
severed
it wasn't
human
me.
hand into one of the crates. Just, ugh. Be done with it.
Great. Now what?
Crawl up into the air shaft.
Okay.
With the flamethrower, because this always goes well!
There goes bad.
You can do it.
So, there's
She's
no
screwed.
light in here.
Low light vision.
You have low light? Okay, good.
I have dark vision as well.
I presume you're backing her up?
Yeah, I also have dark vision thanks to some armor upgrade.
Okay, good. So you'll
Nice.
flip down your dark vision, because otherwise you're going to have to hold your camcorder
Yeah,
with a
right.
light and have a... And you go.
Little
Okay.
flashlight.
Yeah, I do have a flamethrower in front of me, so
Yes, it's-
presumably there's a
it's-
little flame there.
No, because then it would be using fuel constantly. Modern flamethrowers don't light up until you pull the trigger, and a little piezoelectric crystal creates a spark as the fuel goes forward.
I do what now?
Don't worry about it.
Push the button, you make big splody.
Make a perception check.
Oh, this is not going well for me so far.
Watch out for bugs!
It's dark, and it seems like there would be bugs in here.
Hey.
That looks good.
19.
Okay. You will see a small swarm of bugs heading towards you before they get to you. Go ahead and make a perception check. Let's see if you or initiative check. Let's see if you beat them. You two make initiative checks as well.
Okay.
11?
Okay. What'd you get?
14 for me.
Okay. And you?
18.
And Amanda can confirm here what the bugs got.
They got a 1.
Natural one.
So, in the surprise round, you go first.
Flamethrower,
So-
everything!
The surprise round is for you two is seeing and seeing fire shoot over a hole.
This is good news.
There's just a rush of energy toward our faces.
Can I get some kind of spell on this to enhance it?
Oh, that'll work.
Hey, it did.
Yes!
Told you, objectively,
22.
the best technomancer.
Roll your damage.
7 fire damage.
Nice.
Okay, and that will go to 10, and they don't have 10 hit points left. So, as the swarm is moving through all the pipes, you will trigger the flamethrower, gush, fire shoots out this way, fire backblasts on you, but not enough to actually do any damage, 'cause we don't do that, and you will very briefly light up the whole room. Do me a favor and make a saving throw for all the life support systems in the corridor she just squeezed a flamethrower on.
Alright, so this is going to be a 42 saving?
It just roll a
Just
d20, yeah. it's-
Alright, so 10
Okay.
on the die.
So you'll flame. Some of the pipes will crinkle a little. One of them will pop. Boom. But otherwise, everything seems fine.
Is good hiss or bad hiss?
Good hiss.
This is not a snake.
We're fine.
It's alright.
All right, gonna keep crawling,
Yes.
and you follow
Yep.
behind.
Follow behind.
Yep.
All right. For you can pretty well walk. You have to hunch a little bit, but they're 4 foot. They can get in there, but it's not comfortable. Okay, you are looking through a grate at the other end of the control area. There is a 20 by 20 by 20 up room. You're at the top, so it's 20 feet down. There are yellow ventings on the floor that look like the red vent, but are yellow. There is a series of cooling pipes. There's this thing, which has lights going in a circle across the top that otherwise hums. And make a perception check.
Why you keep asking me to do
Because
this?
you keep going in front.
7.
And that's all you see in the room.
It's good.
Okay, we're
It's
right behind
totally
you.
safe,
We're right behind you,
okay.
Connor.
Kick open the grate.
Okay, the grate will kick open and clatter to the ground amazingly loudly. Gang, 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 gang.
Real subtle.
Sure, no one hear that. Alright, I drop into the room.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Oh, come on! 11.
11's fine. You're
Okay.
just trying to land on your feet. It's just 20 feet. You can lower yourself down.
It's another 3.
Another 3. So,
Better it go away now than later.
We're calling this die Johnny 3.
Johnny 3.
And Johnny
Fair.
3 is getting a timeout.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
Johnny 3's been bad.
no disassembly.
That was,
Yes, disassemble.
that was Johnny 5.
Oh, right.
Don't confuse anyone. Okay. In the surprise round that you don't get to go on because you failed your check,
Yes.
Great.
Interesting.
a twisted, racked corpse in a lab coat, with obvious cybernetics sticking out of its eye because the flesh is pulled back,
Ah!
that is also covered in little tiny pearlescent pustules that appear to have bugs swirling in them as they grow and start to ooze the same clear liquid that is all over the floor in here, will stick its head around, look at you and say, "Emergency shutdown,"
Yes.
and will then leap on you and attempt to eat your face.
Oh no, I hate it when they attempt to eat your face.
Does he have 2 hands?
He has 2 hands. Yeah, there's no. One of them
Oh.
is largely cybernetic, but the most important thing is that he is covered in tiny swarm eggs and appears to be dead. Those are the big takeaways.
Oh, so there's another
Interesting.
cyber zombie running around.
What is your KAC?
KAC is 23.
It will slam you
Ow!
for 6 points of damage.
I need those points.
As it slams you, many of the eggs along its body burst, and little tiny bugs, but these look different. They really look more like ticks with long noses, and as they collapse onto you, they start trying to find a spot to burrow into your skin. Make a fortitude save.
Ah! 23.
They will not be able to burrow into your hardened Veskide under your hardened Veskide armor. She had daddy issues, so daddy became Veskide armor.
No, I was about to ask.
Oh no.
Don't ask. No.
It's
All
a
right.
family heirloom.
He's
So-
fine. He's fine.
So
We settle later.
none of them seem to have successfully infested you. All right. I will go ahead and use the initiative checks we had earlier. So we will start at the top with Petal.
Alright, so, what's my pistol looking like now at the
Same.
moment? It's still,
Have that thing, take that thing to a decursor.
yeah, a decursor. You gotta land on a good decursor, because, you know, I'm not saying I need one, but...
Maybe.
Avatar Corp will be happy for some of your payment to come in the form of a remove curse spell.
I bet they will.
At a standard
jackals.
rate.
Those jackals. Alright, so I am going to... Well, let's see, this is what, a 4-foot shaft down
Yeah.
here? You know, I think I'm going to delay to see what my
Okay.
comrade does. Since...
Petal delays. Navasi.
I'm at the grading, basically,
Yep.
right? But...
It was 20 feet down.
What if I shoot a gun?
You can shoot a gun from up here.
Okay, I'm gonna... is it cool if I had still had both my pistols out?
So you were crawling on your elbows.
On my elbows?
Make an athletics check.
Alright, fair enough. A 9.
Nope, you have randomly dropped one and not been able to recover it.
Alright.
Which one did you drop?
I don't know. Odds...
Determined randomly.
Odds for the semi-auto.
Okay.
Even for the other one. At the 6. So I dropped my flame pistol.
Okay.
I only have one shot left in it anyway. And I wanted to use the gun anyway.
Great.
Terrific. It all worked out great. Using the semi-auto for to 14 KAC.
That will hit. There's an incredibly loud noise for you as a semi-auto pistol is fired in a tight space.
Same here.
Ah, my ears!
That's
I'm
alright.
right behind
That's
you,
all
Captain!
fine. 5 points of damage. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You will blow a hole right through its shoulder.
Cool. Oh, I
Bugs
should
will
have said
dribble
this
out.
before, but get him. Before I shot.
But-
Forgot I had all my actions.
But get what? You could do it the other way,
Yeah,
right?
it's fine,
You can
it's
shoot
fine.
for. It's stupid, but you can do it.
Alright, so since Navasi decided to stay in
Uh-huh.
the thing,
You
I
wanna
think
take
I
your
will
delay?
go ahead and take my action now. And, let's see, can I see it to try to hit it with a, energy ray?
Not from here.
Not
You're too
from
far
here?
back. I mean, it's
Alright.
you're up at 20 feet. It is down right here, so it's quite a drop. You're gonna have to from
We're
the
gonna have
front.
to go
You can look
forward.
down, but yeah,
Gotcha. Alright.
you'll have to exit the shaft if you want to be able to do
Is
that.
this a spot here?
It is, but you still can't see from there because the hatch is only
Right.
right in front of here. So you could move there, but you can't see
Yeah, I'll
anything.
move there and just wait to see if there's a good opportunity to hop down.
Okay. Kana.
You have made a terrible mistake, my friend.
Shut down.
I intend to. Whack!
We doing an unarmed strike?
Yes.
Okay.
With your claws?
With my claws. 15?
Hits
Nice.
Alright, it's a D3
plus.
plus 10.
Uh-huh.
So 13 points of damage. Wham!
You rip most of its face, including its optical cybernetics, out of its body, and what used to be where its brain pan was will start to trickle slightly larger boar bugs. Make a fortitude save.
More bugs. Great.
15.
Okay, while the once brain and now boar bug ooze will splatter across your forearm as you slam into it, again, they seem incapable of penetrating your tough hide.
Very nice.
And I'm gonna take a guarded step to the side.
Okay. There's space at the bottom now if you want to jump down there.
So now you can do a coordinated shot. Because I forgot I had this ability.
Oh boy, what?
When I'm threatening something with a melee weapon,
Your
including
+1
my
to-
claws, you get a +1 to shoot it.
Oh, nice.
Well, anybody nearby gets a
Do you want to try and drop down? Or are you happy you're still up here?
Nope, I'm
Okay.
happy you're still over
Okay,
here.
that's fine.
I'm a rat. I like small
Plus
places.
It's a bonus.
So it's
bonus.
As much as I hate to admit it.
Alright, so this critter will move over the yellow vent, and gas will spray up around it, and the gas smells to you like a terrible combination of old bleach and algae. And it kind of makes you cough a little bit, so you don't think you can breathe it, but it doesn't seem to bother it at all. Now, right at the moment, your environmental systems on your armor are not active because they would run out, but you can activate them if you want to be immune to gas. That'll just take you in action. And it will... its whole body will shake, electricity will arc through its electrical systems, and it will attempt to touch you with a malfunctioning part of its undead cybernetics. What is your EAC?
21.
It crit.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, first you'll take 2d6 plus 6,
Oh no.
15 points of damage,
Ouch.
plus the electricity will arc up to you for 2 hit points,
Ow.
bouncing along the wall and jolting you for 2.
Ah, that was a personal spot!
Alright.
In my squiddly spooch!
Oh, no, this is shitty.
Right in the
Language.
spooch, man.
Language.
It's always right in the spooch.
Language, you two. This is a family stream.
So can I see this thing to shoot an
Nope.
energy ray at it? I still have to jump down?
Yep.
That's gonna be a really bad idea.
Where are you on your quota of bad ideas?
Well, you know, I threw a grenade at my own feet
Uh-huh.
and, you know, caused damage to my friends, so...
You did set a Vesk on fire. That counts as 2 bad ideas.
It worked, kind of. It worked a little bit. It worked well enough. Okay?
I survived.
You survived. See, you're stronger for it now. You're welcome. Alright. I'm gonna take out my dueling sword because my mom taught me to be brave. And try to jump down
Make an athletics check.
and smack it if I can jump down as heroically as I can in my own head. That's probably not very good. That's an 8.
Nope, an 8 means you'll land prone and take a dice 6 of damage.
No!
Bravely.
Bravely. Heroically.
1.
You are very brave.
Okay.
And as you go from the square above it to the square adjacent to it, you go through a threatened space of the cyber zombie, and it is going to attempt to
That
slam you.
seemed like a good idea in my head.
What's your KAC?
17.
It will fail to... You're falling too fast, basically. So it will slam a goomy fist on the wall. The flesh in front of its knuckles will splatter, and bugs will come dripping out as it clenches hard enough that its own bones penetrate the putrescent meat around its arm.
Ah, meat.
This is why you're not allowed to write children's books, Owen.
Putrescent meat is, you
Who
know.
says I don't write children's books?
The littlest putrescent meat? You never heard of it? It's very
The
popular on
very,
Amazon.
very, very hungry caterpillar.
Oh, the places you'll go.
Oh.
Navasi.
Alright, I'll go, I'll get him again. Get him! Keep getting him!
Okay, so you get... There's the get 'em bonus, and there's the coordinated shot bonus.
So, and then I will take a coordinated shot with my pistol. 18.
You hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now only you get to hear the sound of the bullet ringing in your ears over and over and over from firing in a confined space.
6 points.
You will put a bullet through its heart. You don't think it's the fact that it's a heart that makes a difference, but it will collapse.
Ugh.
Yeah. Take that.
Shut down. And then it will melt through the grating, creating more of that steam. These appear to actually be heat vents that have had multiple undead drool through them in putrescent ooze.
Oh, you're
In
breathing
fact,
creatures.
there are a few bones from bipeds scattered about that you hadn't noticed originally because they're sort of a jello kind of consistency. They're
Oh, yeah.
clear and bendable.
That'll happen.
Oh, it's a murder room.
I'm breathing guy.
That's the worst.
And there's still the power core going.
Let's all.
Wait, I turn on my environmental system.
Yeah, let's all turn on environmental suits.
You are now immune to that for 4 days. If you're
Nice.
still here in 4 days, you have a problem.
The computer didn't say this was a murder room. It lied to us.
I'm gonna.
To be fair, computer not say it wasn't murder room.
You should be the technomancer. I never think of these things.
I'm very technically minded.
You are.
I presume you'll stand.
Yes.
So, this is clearly the emergency power core.
Heroically.
Heroically. And it looks like the emergency power core is powering all of the base's systems.
Okay.
Hell, do you want to shut that down?
Sure.
Okay. That is an engineering check.
You might not want to stand there.
Let's get the environmental.
Yeah, you
might wanna
are
stand
being
back.
bathed in foul chemicals now.
Can I? Well, I don't need to hold my breath, right? Because we've
No,
got
you-
our
yeah,
environmental
don't for
thing,
4 days,
So
you're good.
just off my little HUD, and I'm making an engineering check. That's a 26.
You will shut it down.
Okay.
You'll see that almost everything necessary to shut it down was done. It's just the final lever pull that was not completed. And as you do the final lever pull, you'll see that there is a big, nasty wasp hive-like thing bolted on here that is empty.
Oh, look, it's the bug's home.
Ugh. Good.
I'm gonna smash it.
Yeah, let's
Look
smash
up.
it up.
Okay. And the red lighting will fade away.
This is for ruining my hairdo.
And then yellowish lights will pop up, which are apparently chemical lights. Emergency power only. Total shutdown in 2 hours. Emergency power only. Total shutdown in 2 hours.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, alright.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we don't need more than 2 hours, do we?
I hope not.
Well,
Do you need
we'll be
another 10
fine.
minutes? Probably have all of your stamina got wiped away again for that critical.
Got 10 points left.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Petal a lift up to the grating.
Okay.
Give me
Yeah.
a boost.
Can I use inspiring boost outside of combat? It doesn't say basically I can't target anyone again until that target.
If they
takes a
have
10-minute
if they
rest.
have not benefited from it, then yes.
Yeah, have 11 stamina back then.
Hooray!
Yay! So are we going to check out this cold room?
Oh, sounds good.
Or are we going to the note zone?
Let's check out Gold Room. Maybe
Okay.
there's bigger weapons.
Are you,
Yeah,
are you
so-
giving up on your one shot left on your cryo pistol?
I'd like to find it.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna search out this area. There we go. 25.
Yep, you find it. It's
Great.
fallen through some pipes, and it is too tight a space for your big meaty human paw to get through it.
Oh.
What about my little
You
rat paw?
you want to try and get it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Do you-
No,
do
no,
you-
please
yeah.
do.
You
Please
want
do.
it, right?
Okay.
Yes,
You
we
need
want it.
Okay.
Alright.
Get it.
Make an acrobatics check. You're gonna have to squeeze a little bit.
That's fine. 14.
Yeah, you get a hold of it. No problem.
Okay.
Make a will save.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that. 19.
Okay, so as she hands it to you, that curse code tries to leap onto it. You'll snatch it away from Metal before anything
Okay.
bad can happen.
Did you want it back or not?
I did. That's what I was
You're
wanting
welcome.
quickly. I appreciate it. Thank
So,
you.
as the last person in this room, you will be the only one in there as the room starts to be bathed in a weird bluish light.
Bluish light.
Yeah.
It's more dude haze.
You gonna look around?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a bunch of ones and zeros in a curse pattern around the primary power core of the entire base.
Huh.
They haven't noticed.
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
How bad is cursed power source? Scale of 1 to 10.
It's turned my gun into a big old hunk of junk.
You don't know. You haven't even tried to use it.
Yeah.
Yet.
Well,
We might have less
I'm
than 2
dumb,
hours.
but I'm not that dumb.
Fewer than 2 hours? Less than 2 hours?
This is why you're not an editor anymore.
Yeah, I know. I've been punished.
So,
Yeah.
maybe we want to figure out what's
He's good.
here and
He's
get
back.
out.
It's not good.
See, what do I know about this? I'm going to try to see if I can...
Yeah, you tried that way back here. You identified that it was a technological curse, and that's all you've got.
Alright.
Is her gun still cursed?
Yeah.
Was it the curse from her gun that jumped over here?
Because she's the one that shut it down.
Oh,
How bad is a cursed
I'm helping.
power generator?
how bad is a cursed power generator?
Sort of depends. It's not great.
That's not great. Well, let's just get on out of here.
Well, you know, we're
Get
not
out of
planning
this
on
room.
we're not planning on sleeping here, are we?
No.
Your
no.
guess is that whatever's going to happen, it'll happen within 34 minutes.
Let's do it.
Let's
Okay.
go!
Let's go.
Let's
Should
go.
we go to the big room?
We should just go to the big room.
Let's go to the end room.
Okay.
The Project X room.
If we're going to Project X, I'm going to take a 10-minute rest.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guess whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen in 24 minutes.
24 minutes.
All right.
This is the whole facility. I was
Yes,
able
this
to
is
determine
this is the whole
that.
facility.
Okay,
you
from
work.
the computer. Gotcha.
Alright.
All right. So You know that this control can unlock this door and the double door beyond. Do you want to unlock them?
I'll unlock the first one first.
Okay.
Can I do it? Do you mind if I do it?
Go for it.
Okay. Do I need to make a separate computers check?
No.
Okay.
She's put it out to you. Apparently, so far, the computer system has made its saving throw because there's no
Okay.
sign of a curse here.
Okay, cool.
But yes,
I'm gonna
obviously,
do
you're doing okay. So you unlock this door. Who wants to go through?
I'll go through.
Okay. So there's a 10-foot wide, 10-foot tall, 5-foot long corridor section. Then you're in what you're told is the emergency ventilation shaft, and that is a 15 by 15 room. There's a giant iris at the bottom and a giant iris at the top, and they are constantly going shrunk, 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 shrunk as gusts of air go through. So the entire floor, iris is open, and then slams the giant blade shut.
Who would design this?
And air is therefore passing through, and the little vapors that are coming from that far door keep getting vented out of the room, so that they can't move to the rest of the corridor.
This is not OSHA compliant.
This is so.
Is that a vest you know, OSHA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, OSHA.
Very safe vest.
He's a safety inspector. And he...
No, you're
Yes.
reasonably sure this episode was badly written,
Yeah.
but there is in fact a giant trapped room with scissoring razor blade irises in the ceiling and the floor, constantly opening and shutting.
Should we try to shut down the emergency ventilation so we can...
Seem to be operating for important reason.
She
Strange
knows.
guesses.
She knows from having already been in this control system that this system does not control the
Oh,
emergency ventilation system. So
Huh.
you can attempt to disable it, or you can try and just get past it. You know that you are capable of unlocking the far door, if you are so inclined.
Yeah, I'll unlock the far door from the computer.
Okay. Go ahead and make a computer's check.
Sure thing. 26.
Okay. You unlock it. You will also see that the unlock code, which is obviously powered by the power generator, is grabbed by the power generator's curse and sent somewhere else. So something else also just got unlocked.
Ah. Okay.
He's
Interesting.
fine.
Oh boy. This would be a different adventure if we had this epic wrap up.
Yeah.
So should we try to disable this so it stays closed for a brief enough period of time that we can
I'd
dash
rather
through or
not
just jump?
have it cursed.
Yeah.
If it's closed and it's cursed, what's the harm? What could happen?
It's a bitey.
It
It's
is-
real bitey.
And obviously with the reflex save, you can just dash past it.
Yeah.
Being killed by a door is not an honorable death.
More honorable than bugs, or less honorable?
Can we scooch around the edge?
Yes, that also requires a reflex save.
Maybe we
That's a
should
very
just do
honorable
that.
word, scooch.
Scooch. Nope, you totally can.
Okay.
It's just still a reflex save.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I've got.
I can try to turn it off, but you know,
Try to turn it off,
cursed. Okay.
please.
Some engineering.
I'm gonna do some engineering.
Okay, so you will attempt to disable device on the emergency air ventilation system,
All right.
which is here for your protection, and you're going to disable it.
That's a 22.
Okay, you have failed to disable it, so it is still opening and shutting and opening and shutting.
Okay.
But it's now cursed, so it's doing it at a random interval
Oh,
instead of regularly.
helping.
Shunk, 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 shunk,
That's better, right? That's
No,
better.
yeah, it's way more
It'll
entertaining.
It'll break eventually.
Let's just wait here until it breaks.
All right then.
I guess we have to scooch, right?
You have to scooch.
We have to
Do some
scooch.
scooching.
Anyone have a rope?
Nope.
No, we're in space. Who needs rope? Why don't we have rope?
Whoever wrote these pre-gen characters clearly did not want people to have rope.
I'll
Yeah.
have a word with him after this.
Fair enough.
There's a Q&A afterwards. Feel free.
Why don't you have rope?
All right. Well, scooching. That's an 8.
Okay, so as you attempt to scooch, the cursed air ventilation system will open and shut rapidly, biting your leg.
Sorry about that.
You'll take 2 hit points.
Hit points? Not.
Yeah, damage, just 2
Okay.
damage. Sorry, that's 30 years of D&D in my head. You
You
take
mean
2 points of damage.
Pathfinder.
Not all of it was Pathfinder. You take 2 points of damage, and you have failed to cross.
Tail bit a little.
Ow.
Do you want to keep trying? And so you get across, or do you
Yes.
want some of us to go?
19.
All right, you're across. Dun, dun, dun. I presume you're going to open the door and go all the way in.
Oh, not until they get At least one of them
Yeah,
gets
So,
over
We'll
so you're
try
going to
to
stand
follow.
there and keep making saves as they try and cross?
Alright.
You're welcome to.
I'll open
I
it.
don't mind.
I'll open the door.
Okay.
I do not have a good reflex save.
There. You open the door. You can see this is another large area. It has more of the red vents. It's got, these are grates that are over the piping, diamond plate. It seems to have a green glowing version of the power core that is powering 2 chambers, one of which is shut, the other of which is currently slowly opening with a unlock symbol going across it as it folds itself open, and that heavy thick mist comes pouring out of it, and that's all that's happening over there right now.
Okay.
You want to try and cross?
Sure.
Out comes the rifle.
19.
Yeah, so she'll just calmly walk across. It's shut for her.
It's not hard, see? Any rat can do it. Come on, Captain.
Oh, careful.
Don't touch my tail!
Alright, I'll try to get over there before anything bad happens. 11.
Nope.
Alright,
You take 6 points of damage as you are nearly lose a hand because the thing opens, you fall over, you have to grab the edge of it and try to jump
jeez.
shut.
Here we go. Try again. The same number.
3 points of damage.
Alright. I got this.
You can do
It
it.
seems to open every time you try to cross, like it's waiting for you.
It likes you!
Oh, great. 19
That's
now.
better.
That's
You will successfully cross, although it definitely tries to get you.
definitely give it a dirty look after I get back.
Okay. So, 2 what appear to be cryo chambers. One is open just recently. Smoke is pouring out of it.
Okay.
And you will hear a voice from inside say, I understand now. It's all so clear to me. And what appears to be a lizard-like creature, though definitely not a Vesk, will come out, but they have a number of sort of bug-shaped runes just floating around their head in mid-space.
What?
Do they
It's
look
not good.
alive or undead?
Make a life science check.
Alright. 21.
Now make a mysticism check.
I'm less
I
good
need
at
to make a science check to know if something's dead or not.
8.
Well, I mean, vampires don't make it easy, so it is definitely not an undead.
Okay. Alright.
The perfect order of the swarm, combined with the power of those that live beyond, we can reform the entire universe.
This guy worships bugs.
I think I'll reform you 3 first.
This guy's about to worship hot lead.
I get the feeling
Good
everyone's
choice.
in combat now.
Yeah. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
So let's go ahead and make initiative checks.
Some weird bug worshipping lizard.
Ooh.
Damn it. Now let's get that out of the way.
Navasi?
8.
That's so bad I'm going to have to write it lower on my piece of paper.
I know.
Kana.
20.
Nice.
Awesome.
Navasi.
Pedal.
Sorry, Petal.
11.
Just because she wrote Navasi's doesn't
Got a little,
make her.
little flip flop here.
Okay. And having said that, it will beat you to the punch. So, it will open by corking its head to the side, pulling one of the bug runes from around its head, and flinging it at you. Make a will save.
Ugh. 15 regular or 17 if it's against fear.
You are held.
Ooh.
Alright.
Your move. Make a will save. See if you can end the effect.
8.
Nope. Petal.
Alright. Am I making a save? Or
Nope.
No.
No, it's your move.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Oh, I know I'm
Well,
gonna
just
regret this.
Those things.
Oh.
You want to run over the red vent? You do not want to run over the red vent. Okay.
And I'm gonna just try to scamper up to it and try to touch him with a spell called Inject Nanobots.
Okay.
So I need to make an attack against its EAC.
Okay.
Alright. Ooh, dang, 1 off a crit. So that is going to be a 24.
That will hit.
Okay. So make a fortitude save to see if you take all of this 4d8 damage.
What's the DC?
It's going to be 15.
Nope.
Okay. So that's 20. And also make a will save that's going to determine whether you are confused for 1 round or for 4 rounds.
Okay, is that a mind-affecting effect?
Nope.
Weird. All right.
It is not. All right.
It has made it save.
Okay. So it is going to be confused for 1 round.
Okay.
And yeah.
Petal. Sorry, Navasi.
Yeah, oh, I got it.
Okay,
Confused.
good.
You're confused.
You're confused. Shoot. Wait, what am I doing? 30 feet. Okay. Alright. 5, 10, 20, 30. I'm gonna get here, and I'm gonna use my last shot of my flame pistol. Because the way this guy's talking, seems like I might benefit from my chaos, the chaos of my magic, of my flames.
Alrighty.
Now we're talking. 19.
That will hit.
Alright. If he happens to be a lawful outsider or a dragon, this will bypass his energy resistance. 5 points of flame damage.
So he looks relatively fireproof, but he takes all of that damage.
Hooray!
Oh. Pew.
And then I say something clever.
Something clever.
Something
about chaos.
clever. Yeah, okay.
Funny
All right,
third
so
thing.
slight correction on inject nanobots.
Uh-huh.
That will save is to end the confusion. So you are confused for 4 rounds, but you get a will save every round.
Okay, well, then I will use that save
Yes.
he took at the time, and so he'll be confused for 1 round and they would get it.
Yeah.
Alright, so he rolls a 43, which is do nothing but babble. I understand so clearly. The swarm, it will allow us all to take the perfect form, and those of us that previously served order in different ways will be able to absorb the ability. It just keeps going like that for a full round. Navasi.
Wait.
No, sorry, wrong.
Everyone's Navasi.
Sorry, wrong combat. Kana.
We'll save.
Will save.
Another luck spell.
Totally works.
11.
Not this time. At the end of that,
Almost
the spell
always
ends.
works.
Pedal.
Alright, so I'm right up next to the dude. And I'm going to take the card and step back that way.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to shoot him with an energy ray
Okay.
of fire. So... No cold?
Something else.
Alright, electricity.
Yeah.
Then.
Zap him.
Alright, so that is going to be a 19.
Okay, that hits.
Alright, and...
Regardless of reflex.
Did you say
1 point
anything
of
about him
electricity.
being fireproof to the rest of
Oh,
us?
I probably did. Something. That's why. That was part of my something clever.
Because I like flame.
Something, don't hit him with fire.
Half my weapons are fire.
Navasi.
I'm going to, unfortunately, have to use my regular pistol to shoot him. I'm going to get him. Get him! Let's get this guy. I don't like the way he talks. I think he might be resistant to fire. Even though I just burned him. Hey, on the table. 17 against his KAC.
That will miss.
Alright. Good to know. Wait, oh, 18.
That will
I forgot
hit.
my +1. I for my own
That
+1.
will hit.
I forgot my own +1.
You get your +1.
8 points of damage of piercing.
Okay. He is looking a tad ragged. That's Navasi. He is no longer confused because he made his save last round, so... You seem like you could be an agent of the new swarm law. Make a will save.
Oh no.
But I hate bugs.
And
Also,
and
order.
order. Yeah, right.
And order.
We're all a bunch
22.
Okay. You will successfully save against the spell he's attempted to cast on you.
No. No, I don't think so.
We're all criminals and
Kinda.
mercenaries here.
I know, right?
Yeah, excuse you, I am ne'er-do-well.
I said, oh, fair enough.
I am going to stomp over there.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll get you right here.
You just punch him.
The Vesk Imperium sends the regards of its orders. 24
That'll
against
hit.
kinetic AC.
Awesome.
That's a solid hit.
So that's 13 points of damage.
Very nice.
Wham!
Pile of bugs, you guys are useless. Run into the big bad guy.
No.
Now you can do stuff. No problem. But Pedal.
Alright.
Also, coordinated shot.
Yes,
Everybody
but
gets
not for Pedal, because Pedal currently you are giving the bad guy cover from Pedal based on where she is now. You can move in your next round, but
I could move back here and try to shoot him with an energy ray, right?
yes, but you'll still have cover.
He'll still have cover.
Because the lid of the chamber, nothing
Shooting. What
else.
about shooting across?
That she can do if she
Wanna
wanted to
move
move
all the
that
way
far.
over here?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
do not get into the cryo chamber.
Why not? It looks comfy.
You hate cold.
15. Oh, that's true.
What'd you
It
hit?
makes me uncomfortable. 15.
Does that include the coordinated shot?
No, that does not. So.
And the get 'em.
Does it include the get 'em?
No.
Okay, so 17.
17.
EAC?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
That hits.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Teamworks.
That is 2 points of cold damage. Electricity damage, sorry.
He takes it. Okay.
Okay.
That is a victory for the Imperium.
Navasi.
All right. Once again, we're gonna keep the get him. Look, just listen. Look, this guy is a jerk. Let's kill him.
I agree, Captain.
No.
That's 30 years of role-playing game theory all boiled into one sentence.
This
This
guy's
guy's
a
a jerk. Let's kill him.
14. KAC. So.
That will miss. Looks like he's fairly physically resilient. If you cannot be convinced to serve, then you must be destroyed. He will attempt to punch you. What's your
No,
KAC?
he thinks he's scary.
23.
You will roll a 1. His left will slam into the breastbone of your armor. There will be a slight cracking noise, and he'll pull his hand back. Coda.
It's your turn.
Wham!
The old,
Vesk
the
smash.
old Kirk punch.
Ah!
Super nice.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
You get to double your dice and your bonuses.
Alright.
So that's 2 plus 20. 22 damage.
22. 60. Move him back 5 feet as you
Wham!
slam him up against the wall and dent the far metal plates.
I was joking about your cooking. It's great.
I know it's great!
She can kill us all.
You're whispering down here. She's closer to you than I am. You don't. If you whisper, she's gonna hear it too.
Oh no,
I think she knows she can kill us all.
friend. I'm just gonna keep trying to pew pew with electricity.
Okay.
Energy rays. That's gonna be a 22.
That'll hit.
All right. 1 point of electricity damage. See, I'm helping.
She broke his shoulder, but you have given him some ouchies.
Some clear ouches.
Navasi.
I'm very
All right.
important to this mission.
Keep up the bonus with my move action and then shooting him in the face area.
Oh no, the face area.
Not in the face area.
Okay, so you have rolled a 1 on a shot with a ranged weapon with a
Sure.
friendly person directly in your line of fire.
Not directly.
Yeah,
Going
directly
this
in your
way,
line
going
of
this
fire.
Way.
And as it happens, our game doesn't have rules for that, so nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
That is his move. He will charge you and try and use his non-broken shoulder to slam into your midsection. What's your KAC?
23.
Not only does he hit you, but he'll successfully shove you back 5 feet.
Oh, no.
So he'll do 13 points of damage, and you need to make a reflex save because you have been shoved onto one of the thermal plates, which will immediately vent.
Alright. 20.
You will dodge it. You're onto this trick. You've stood on the thermal vent before.
I've been set on fire before!
Gonna have to do more than that.
Fire is a friend of mine!
And it's Kona's turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Two can play at this walking forward and hitting people game.
Get in there.
I'm gonna
No, for the
storm
best,
up.
this is actually a game. They play it when they're young.
Is great. My father used to break my arm every Saturday. This is why I have issues. 19? 20 with the,
Yeah, that hits.
With Gem.
Absolutely.
Whoa, I know.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about.
13
That's
damage.
right.
Yeah.
That's how you roll maximum damage, everybody.
Okay, Kono will step up, pile drive her fist into his face, and he will crumple.
Hold this.
And upon crumpling, will turn into a pile of oozing eggs
Ah.
and a large glowing rune that sort of looks like a helmet.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Flamethrower!
And the helmet will say, "Thank you.
Oh, never mind. Don't flamethrower. It's nice. I like this.
The energy system's cursed. I recommend you don't stay." And then it will fade away.
Oh, sure. Let's get out of here.
Petal, having leaned forward to see that, nearly gets her nose caught as the cryo system goes ka-chunk.
Luckily, I'm good at skittering.
Is there anything in the other cryopod?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go look.
There is something in the other cryopod. There appears to be a giant spawn reaver
In the cryopod?
in the
that's
cryopod
closed?
asleep.
We're gonna go ahead and keep
Can
that
we-
there.
Can we blow it up?
Do we have explosives?
I have explosives.
I have a grenade.
Yay!
Some grenades.
You want to give your grenade to the cursed technomancer?
I'm keeping my grenade.
I have a grenade left. Can we
You want to
just-
rig this thing to explode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just, like, drop it in there like a pachinko machine?
General.
Yes, there's a slot at the top that
Ding,
says
ding, ding,
"Insert grenade here," and then if you do enough damage, you get pencils.
I could always use new pencils.
Make a engineering check.
Yeah, make a. This is a
Something,
dumb
yeah.
idea
I don't
check.
even know.
Engineering's fine.
Make a you're doing something ridiculous check. That is a 31.
Yeah. So basically, you'll figure out what part of this cryo system is potentially explosive. You'll shove a grenade into it so it will overheat and then blow up and liquefy the interior contents.
I recommend running in about 5 seconds.
Let's go.
So you all run to the still functional air vent system, and you need to make reflex
All
saves to run across it.
Let's
5
go.
seconds!
Yes.
Okay, you run neatly across it.
13?
That's 21.
You run neatly across it. You get grabbed.
Cha!
You take 3 points of damage, and while your friends have run past and are actually in the other room, not only did it bite your leg, but it's holding you in place.
Ah!
Meanwhile, that calm voice of the computer system will say, "Estimated total system failure in 20, 19,
Oh, jeez.
18. So, we have 2 rounds of actions before that countdown goes.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and stick with our original initiative checks, so that would have been Kona, so Petal.
So I'm gonna see that she's got caught by
Uh-huh.
this thing. I'm a tiny rat, but I'll try to help. And I'll turn around and try to. Come on,
All right.
you can do it.
If you successfully aid another on a strength check, I will let her make a roll when it's your turn. If you do
Okay.
not even manage to aid another, then you are
On a
not doing
strength check.
anything. Yeah.
I
on
have a
strength
modifier
check.
of 1.
Oh, you're stronger than me.
This will be great. I'm buff. I work out.
Rough.
A
Natural
natural 20. Go ahead and make a strength check. I'll give you a +3 bonus instead of +2 for the natural 20 on the little rat folks' effort to get you out. The weird thing is that so far that has not failed to work.
Well,
Plus 3, that's 21.
Yeah, you will beat the DC of 20. With
Let's go.
turning herself into a limpet, she will anchor herself in the corner and give you a leverage point. You will be able to pop up. That one's so fast that you all will be able to successfully run out of here.
Get the barrel!
Get the barrel.
Do you grab the barrel?
I grabbed the barrel!
Okay, you grab the barrel,
save the barrel.
and you all hop down and get out through the hatch. Shortly after that, you will start to hear explosions back here. Sadly, they did not make it to the room with the custom Abadar Corp vending machine miniature terrain. I'm very
I
sad.
don't have a whole lot of credits anyway, so I wouldn't have much to spend.
Well, you put a wire up there and you can get it to give you a...
I could try to put a grenade in it and see what happens.
Oh god.
This is...
Oh, that one there.
Here you go. No, that's...
No good.
Again,
Well, we did it, and we have a fine report to take back to Abadar Corps. Yeah.
All we found was explosives.
And a barrel full of.
A barrel full of healing serums.
Oh,
Yay!
good idea, saving the barrel.
But the barrel is fine too.
I knew
right?
that was
Yeah, no, the barrel is in good
That
shape.
barrel.
Yeah, the barrel's-
Masterwork barrel.
That barrel's now co-captain. So when I'm not around, everyone has to listen to the barrel.
I was co-captain.
Well, I mean, you did great, but the barrel, it's a barrel.
No, that's
You
fair.
know.
So, make a will save.
Uh-oh.
Technically, barrel out ranks.
Is this to keep from being bored while they're arguing about the barrel?
Nope.
Oh no. 18.
And by the time you get to your starship, you're no longer cursed, so your starship isn't cursed.
Thank God.
And now my pistol works.
And now your pistol works.
This would have been helpful against
And that is
weird
the end
lizard
of the
man.
makeshift adventure of Into the Iron Hive. I hope everyone had a good time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
thank you
think
so much, Owen.
we're about on time, aren't we?
Yeah, we got 8 minutes left.
Okay.
Oh, let's keep doing funny accents.
Let's vamp.
Does anyone have questions from the stream?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You should ask Jason and I to do impressions.
We'll probably go to an intermission.
Okay.
Clean up everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Put things aside. And then we'll come back in probably maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then I've got some questions here already that I've been collecting from the stream.
Great.
Okay.
And then we can keep going from there. So...
The answer is, it's natural.
It's yours.
Okay, and we are going to go for a break. So, Owen, do you want to send everybody off for a second and say we'll be right back?
We'll be right back.
No, wait. Freeze frame high five.
There it is.